over the past pretty much week, man, the internet has been going crazy with Davante Adams trade rumors. And in my opinion, it's only a matter of time before Davante Adams is traded. But the question is to where? Where will he eventually land? Now, teams have come up from the Washington Commanders to even, yes, my Detroit Lions have come up as well. Now, according to Amon-Ra St. Brown, he said that they good over there, but I'm sure he wouldn't be mad if it happened. I think maybe Davante takes away from a little of his swag, him, Jameson Williams, and Sam Laporta, those guys over there. So while I don't see that happening, there are a few teams that I could really see him going to. Now, Davante Adams said that he would prefer to play with a quarterback he's already played with, but at this point, the dude wants to win. His former quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, has one Super Bowl. He started off his early career in the NFL with him, but then before that, he was played with Derek Carr, and the Jets and Saints are two teams that really are on top of the list. The Washington Commanders, the Baltimore Ravens, there's no team in the NFL, real talk, that would say no to Davante Adams. But there are teams who can realistically get him, who has room. We are going to look at that in today's video. Now, the New Orleans Saints did cut A.T. Perry. He waived them. They waived them yesterday. He does wear the number 17. I don't know if that has any connection. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but we'll see how that plans out. Now, Davante Adams is out with the Raiders. He has, quote, a legitimate hamstring injury. Take that as you may, right? Does he? I don't know. But Max Crosby is out as well, and the Raiders organization is kind of they're in disarray. I mean, they just cannot get it together over there. It's just a madhouse, man, going through coaches, going through Gruden, McDaniels. I'm not sure how long that Antonio Pierce will last. You know, he might be a one-hit wonder, but once you lose the locker room, it might be time for that organization to move on, and it looks like that is exactly what's happening. Now, who has the cap space right now in order to get Davante Adams? It looks like at least a nice chunk of the league has the cap space right now. Now, this is coming from Spot Track, and it says that, like, now the Detroit Lions have $40 million. I've seen as low as 23 and as high as 40 million. But the teams that really could get him, I saw yesterday it was like 6 teams, and it was pretty much the Niners, the Cleveland Browns, the Detroit Lions, the Patriots, the Washington Commanders, and the Dallas Cowboys. Those were the 6 teams that I saw that currently had enough space to get Davante Adams. And again, there have been other teams that come up as well. But where do I think that he's going to land? I think that there's a good chance that he goes back. I really believe it's going to be the Saints or the Jets. Either way, it's a win-win for him. Saints, they've got a high-powered offense. You got Shaheed. You got guys over there, Alvin Kamara. You got those guys. But that takes it back. Derek Carr did play with him for a year. They did, so it's not like they haven't played since college. But then you got Aaron Rodgers. You got Aaron Rodgers, and you have the kind of that tandem that you had in Green Bay. Then you have the AFC versus NFC. To me, the NFC is like the East in basketball. It's the weaker conference. It might be easier to win and go all the way, at least get to the Super Bowl in the NFC. But then you have, I don't know. I do think that it's one of those teams. It really depends on who starts giving up, like clearing the cap space. But then you have, okay, the Raiders are going to trade this guy. They're going to trade this guy. They're even talking now about the Raiders potentially eating some money, because every week that passes, Davante Adams at the trade deadline, which, remember, he cannot be traded after that. So at the trade deadline, if it was to go that far, a team would only owe 8.5, and then I think his game bonuses as well, or game, whatever it is, what he gets every game. So I really don't know which team it's going to be. I think it could be, it's really a toss-up. Who wants to give up the most? That's what it is. But I'm telling you, this thing is like a sweepstakes, man. Every team has come up on the list, seems like at least a third of the NFL. Davante Adams is a great player. 3 years ago, he was my number 1 wide receiver. I would have gave anything for him to be on the Detroit Lions. Like year 1 of Jared Goff. Of course, this is before we drafted Jameson Williams, but he's one of the best route runners in the league. And people be killing me with the age thing. like he's aging and all. Yes, he's aging. We do that naturally, but his production is still top tier. Like you could easily say Davante Adams is still a top 10 wide receiver. And in route running, even at 31, he's still one of the best in the game, right? So where he's going to end up, I don't really see the Washington Commanders. If he goes over there, though, look out. Look out. They might be running this NFC East and for a very long time as well. So, because they got the young quarterback. Nobody expected the Washington Commanders to be up there. But so I think it's going to go like this. It's going to be the Jets. It's going to be the Saints or some random team. The Ravens have even popped up. The Ravens, I don't go to the Ravens, man. You're not going to catch the football. Like, could they use an offensive weapon? They got Likely. They got Derrick Henry. He'd be scary. He'll look good in that purple and gold. He really would. But I don't know if he's going to get what he wants at the Baltimore Ravens. And the Baltimore Ravens, for everything they haven't proved anything. Like, you got MVPs. You get to the conference game. Lamar Jackson has not been in the Super Bowl yet. So maybe Davante Adams can take him over the hump. I don't know. But I think it's going to be either the Saints, either the Jets, or some out-of-the-blue team that just comes out of nowhere and scoops him up. And hopefully, for his sake, they're a contender. So let me know your thoughts, man. Where do you see Davante Adams landing when all is said and done? And consider subscribing to the channel as well. I would appreciate that. We are going to bring this channel back from the dead. I promise you that. You guys are awesome, man. I'll see you in the next video.